Right, it is the start of season 3, Manchester United DNA. 7 transfers in, 10 transfers out, £225 million spent, over £100 million back in. It has been a very, very long, busy, but very satisfying summer. Let's go and find out who we have picked up for season 3 of Manchester United DNA. Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to DNA, the series where we're trying to reshape the squad around 5 key principles. We're looking at determination, off the ball, teamwork, work rate and stamina. Those 5 things, and we've done a little bit of DNA work this summer just to try and get rid of players that were not quite going to make it in terms of DNA and got some nice profit in. It's been a very, very busy summer. Let's go and dive in. We're going to do the players out first, and then we'll take a look at who is gracing the Old Trafford pitch this season. Now, the first one out the door is Axel Tuanzebe. Now, how the end of the summer has gone, there's a kind of a part of me that I should have kept him, but he was lacking in a couple of areas. Leadership really, off the ball obviously let him down. Teamwork was okay, work rate was okay, stamina was okay. He is English. We're going to talk about our English, sort of like percentages of English players in the squad in a little while, so interested your thoughts. But we wanted to recuperate. We thought we maybe needed to really go big this summer with transfers and stuff, and I wanted to get as much money in the bank. He was like the 4th choice at the time, 4th choice centre-half, and to get £20 million from him, I thought was a good deal. Right, the next one is Teden Mengi. Pretty good in certain areas. He's just lacking just general overall quality. Even though we're not looking at DNA in terms of technicals, his technicals were so way off. He was like 5th or 6th choice. We've decided to not cash in. We only got 1.2 million, but it's a player who wasn't quite at the DNA level. The next departure on a free transfer is Fred. His contract was out at the end of the season. He was on £120,000 a week, so it was nice to get rid of him. He actually finished his season at Luton. I just let him go to Luton just for the sake of it. But he'd reached that age. We have strengthened in central midfield. He had no chance of playing. I didn't want to offer him a new contract, and he's got a pretty decent move there to Roma. And one of the big ones of the summer, we've spoke about it, everyone kind of knew that he was leaving anyway, but David De Gea has left for PSG on a free transfer. He's only on £80,000 a week. He was on £375,000. So just with him and Fred, we're looking at £495,000 back into the club every single week in terms of wages. And with the level of players that we've signed this summer, it was important to try and get as much money back in terms of wages. Right, we're going to move on to a few more permanent deals. The biggest departure is Harry Maguire. Now, this was a late deal. It was only done, well, we're only in August, but it was done just before the start of sort of like the season was about to kick off. He wanted to leave. Well, he didn't say he wanted to leave, but then when the bid came in, he said he would like to go. And I thought, he's 30 years old. We probably wouldn't have offered him another deal. His deal was going to be out in sort of like 2 years. I think it was the end of 2025. I think his deal was done £120,000 a week. 3.5 star. He's not set the world alight. Good, good solid ratings. We do have Philippe. We do have Varane. They were going to be my first choice, my first 2 choices anyway this season. The only thing is as well that he is a really good defender, and we're short England. We're looking at John Stones. We're not going to get a John Stones in. Tomori is debatable whether he's at the standard of Manchester United. So I was in between, but to get 25 million up front and then the next paid over sort of like 3 installments to get up to 42 million for Harry Maguire, I don't think is a bad deal. Once again, £120,000 out on the wages. And next one, we did speak about it, Boubacar Kamara. Very good player. We were looking at maybe turning him into a centre-half, but because of the quality we've now got in midfield, I'm really keen on making sure that Scott McTominay stays at the club. He's currently unhappy because of contract and not playing enough. So we needed to recuperate a little bit of cash because we've been spending lots of money this summer, and we've got £37 million for a player that we got for free just 12 months previous. He was lacking a little bit in terms of his stamina was okay, work rate was okay, teamwork was okay, off the ball wasn't great, determination was okay. So he wasn't really hitting the high DNA numbers. Diogo Dalot has gone. We said we were unsure. There was clubs after him. He's all right. We've got Brandon Williams that we want to kind of keep at the club as well, who can do both sides for us. We've strengthened at right back. We've got Wan-Bissaka, who we want to keep because he's English. He's not great. We can do better. We have done better. We've signed a player for less money as well. Yeah, £30 million for Dalot, I think's a brilliant deal. And the next one out is Anthony Elanga, obviously the star of the show at the moment for Manchester United, but he isn't at the level he'll get a massive bump up for FM23, no doubt, but he is lacking in DNA score and also just general overall quality. I'm not going to stick to DNA, if he was an absolute world beater, but he's pretty average. We got a nice bit of chunk of money for him, 15.75, another English registered homegrown talent going out the door, but he's just not at the level where we can afford. And also with him being a winger as well, we're still rocking with our diamond. It made sense to cash in and get some money back into the bank. Anthony Martial has finally gone. We only got 12 million for him, which is an absolute shambles. But bearing in mind, he hasn't played. He played 4 games, 4 starts, 2 as sub last season, and 1 start, 1 a sub in the second season. £12 million. He was on £240,000 a week. We're not paying any of that, so that's another £240,000 off the wage bill. And the last one out the door is Ethan Laird. We got a decent bit of money for him, actually. 10.5 million for a player that's barely played. Not once again at the standard. His mentals were really struggling. Work rate, teamwork. Off the ball was okay, I suppose. Determination 11. He was really lacking in DNA score. So to get £10 million for him, fortunately, another Englishman, but just not quite up to the Manchester United standard. All right, that is the outs. Let's move on to the ins. There is 7. We're going to start off nice and steady and build our way up. And it is Christian Mosquera. He has come on a free transfer from, I think it was, Valencia. Free transfer. We've actually now sent him out on loan to Barnsley. Another mistake because we could have quite done with him now as a fourth choice centre-back because we've sold on other players. But there we go. He signed on a 4-year deal, £13,000 a week. He's got a DNA score. He's got a DNA score of 57. It's the determination's pretty good. Off the ball isn't great, but he is a centre-half, remember. Teamwork's not great. Work rate is average. But he is only 19 years old. We'll see how he develops, if we can really turn him into a world beater. And I thought, because he was on a free, and I know that he does sometimes have the opportunity to go up to 4-5 star, I thought it was a decent little pickup. The next one through the door, because of the late sale of Harry Maguire and Tuanzebe, we needed to strengthen. I wanted to make sure that I had four sort of like established centre-halves, and we have gone for Andrea Pepetti. Italian, 21 years old. We picked him up from my club, Fiorentina. £5 million, a bit of a bargain, excellent pace. He's got a DNA score of 65, so not bad for a centre-half. Determination, he's good, 16. Off the ball, he's not bad for a centre-half at 10. Teamwork, 13. Work rate, 12. Stamina, 14. He's only 21. We can maybe get a couple of these numbers up to get towards the 70. It was a little bit of a panic buy. I really do want to try and get some English talent or British talent in the defensive areas for next summer. £5 million. It may just be a little bit of a backup just to get us through till the end of the season. Okay, and maybe a surprise one. Our right back, he's not really regarded very highly. He's a Dutchman. He's 3 stars. It's Rick Karsdorp. Now, I am a big fan of this man in real life. I've enjoyed watching him a little bit when he played for Roma at the start of the season. He has come for 17.75, but he has got tremendous physicals, tremendous mentals, very fast. He's got a DNA score of 78 with off the ball of 18 for a right back, which is fantastic. We didn't break the bank. It was kind of because we've really heavily pushed in other areas. I'm quite happy with Wan-Bissaka, quite happy with Rick Karsdorp, them two swapping. In a year's time, we'll be looking at completely probably reshaping the back four because the other positions are kind of done. But for now, he meets our DNA criteria. 16 as well. 6 foot, passing 15, tackling 12, technique 14. All different attributes, crossing, dribbling, all good. And look at those mentals as well. Really, really strong. Right, so that's the right back done. Now it's getting a little bit tasty. There's a lot of money being spent on these next 4 players. And the next one is Declan Rice. We have picked the England's defensive midfielder up for £61 million. He signed on a 4-year deal, £120,000 a week, 79 DNA score as well. Really happy. We did say we wanted him, Ward-Prowse or Calvin Phillips. They still wanted over 100 million for those two. He came in, nice little price. Exactly what we wanted, just to be a little bit more secure in front of the back four. He will sit in there and definitely be our number 1 starter, moving probably Scott McTominay to the bench. All right, here is the biggest one in terms of money. Welcome to the club, Josko Gvardiol. Now, if I butchered that, I apologise. I've practiced it a few times. I've been on the internet for about 10 minutes looking at how to pronounce it, but we'll go for Josko Gvardiol. He has come from Leipzig. Now we have spent a lot of money. He's cost me £95 million. The reason why I've done this is because, number one, we are lacking at centre-half. Number two, he is exceptionally young, and for his age in the game, he is absolutely amazing. He has been mentioned so many times in the comments as well. So we decided to go big, and this guy will be with us for obviously the rest of the series. He's signed on a 5-year deal, £135,000 a week. Let me know, have I spent too much? 95 is a lot of money, but that's what he was. Well, his release clause was 90, but we couldn't spend it. We're paying 50 million up front, and then 15 million over the next 15 million per season over the next 3 years to try and get it done, because we didn't have enough money in. But I was a little bit scared of just going with Philippe, Varane, and then the backup in Papetti. So we've gone big, and no doubt someone else would have picked him up for £90 million at some point. But I decided that I really wanted the young Croat in. Been looking at him for a while, and people obviously suggested him, so it was, let's just get it done. Done we did. 135,000, as I said. Decent deal. He is going to be an absolute superstar for us. And the next one is a central midfielder. Italian. It is Nicolo Barella. One of my favourite players in real life. Manchester United. Just spend big on him. Bring him in. He's now 26. We've signed him on a 5-year deal. £275,000 a week. He has cost us £75 million. He has a DNA score as well of 89. Determination 19. Off the ball 15, teamwork 18, work rate 20, stamina 17. He can do all sorts. We're looking at him playing that box-to-box midfield role, but he can also play as a Mazzala. He could do the halfback. He could do the shadow striker. What a signing we have picked up in Nicolo Barella. Okay, and the last one. Now, we needed a centre-forward. The Vlahovic deal could not be done. Ronaldo is retiring at the end of the season. We've got old man Lewandowski. We've got Rashford. This guy was wanted by everybody because he was transfer listed, and have you guessed who it is yet? Erling Haaland is a Manchester United player, £69 million. Now we are paying £475,000 a week. Bearing in mind, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Chelsea, Bayern Munich were all, and me, so 5 clubs all chasing him, all had bigs accepted, 69 million. So I had to go big. He wanted about 375, so I put it up to 475. Bearing in mind that we've got rid of De Gea, who wasn't playing for us towards the back end of the season, and Fred. That's his wages covered. That's his wages covered in terms of, well, his basic wage anyway, and we give him a few little carrots as well. But he's got a DNA score of 80, 20 determination, 19 off the ball. Teamwork's not great. Work rate is okay for a centre forward, 14. Look at those physicals. Look at the technicals. An absolute animal. We've got now Erling Haaland, Robert Lewandowski, Cristiano Ronaldo as our 3 strikers for the season. All right, guys. So that is the transfers. Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, my only kind of worry is that we've just lost a lot of English players, even though we've still got a really nice balance. We have signed, obviously, Rice and Bellingham and Pope. I'm just making sure that we don't lose any more. And maybe going forward, we'll look at picking up a couple more English players. I'm not allowed to sign English regens. I'm only allowed to bring regens through that have been developed at the club. And obviously signing top-range English players, we're never going to get a Trent. We're never going to get a John Stones, anything like that. So, yeah, any English players, any ideas, let me know your thoughts down below. Maybe an Alfie Devine, that's been mentioned a fair bit. Some good young English players, just to give us a nice backfill. We always want that English DNA, sort of like core to the squad at Manchester United. That's been something that's gone through the club for years and years and years. Still quite prevalent today, a lot of English players. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. So, the squad itself is looking really good. We've got 2 goalkeepers, Henderson and Pope. Yeah, potentially we could, I think next season, if something amazing comes up, we could look at doing something there. But goalkeepers in FM, I think you kind of get away with having an average goalkeeper. 2 right-backs in Wan-Bissaka and Karsdorp. We've also got Brandon Williams that can play both sides. Luke Shaw and Vindal, 2 very, not amazing, but 2 very solid left-backs. I think, once again, we can look at maybe strengthening left-back next season. look at maybe keeping Luke Shaw and maybe moving on Vindel. We'll see. Remember, we want to keep that English core, as I said. Centre-halves, we've got Rafael Varane, Perpetti, we've got Philippe. We've also got Gvardiol as well, so really chuffed, really strong in there. We're also looking at Willy Kambala. He's struggling DNA. He's really struggling DNA, low determination, but he is only 18 years old. I think I'm going to move him out on loan somewhere just so he can improve in certain areas. He's not a bad little centre-half. He's 6'4". He's got excellent physicals. But he was just with us a little bit in the summer while we're a little bit short in centre-halves. Holding midfield, we're looking at Declan Rice, Scott McTominay. In central midfield, we've also got James Garner, but along with Bellingham, Barella, Fernandes, Hannibal, Pedri. Attacking midfielders, we're looking at Sancho and Diallo. We're potentially looking at Sancho coming out the side, having Bellingham as the Mazzala, Barella as the box-to-box midfielder if we go to the tactics. Having Fernandes in there who's currently injured. Sancho's done okay. It's not his natural position. He's, to be fair, he's getting there. He's rated 4-star. He's not set the world alight. He's doing all right, but it just gives us an option. We've got so many options in that midfield now. We're covered in midfield. There'll be no more signings, surely, next summer in the central midfield area in those 4 positions. We've got Sancho, Barella, Bellingham, Rice starting there. There's no Luck, there's no Pedri, there's no Fernandes, there's no McTominay in there, so we're quite comfortable. And then up front, obviously, we've got Haaland and Ronaldo. I think they're going to be my first two. Yeah, they're going to be my first choice at the moment. Haaland, obviously, we need to play to make sure he's happy. Ronaldo, because it's Ronaldo, he'll score plenty of goals. And then back up, we've got Rashford, Lewandowski, and then we've got the youngster Hugo that's just gone out on loan. Loads of clubs have been putting bids in. Rejected them. I don't want him to go permanently. I just want him to go and get some game time. We have also got players like Diallo who want to give a little bit more game time. He's had a subject of a 20 million bid from Hertha Berlin. It then went up to 37.5 million, but I've just rejected it because I think he could still do bits for us. He's quite versatile as well if we have a tactical rethink, and did very, very well for us in the season. 8 goals in 10 appearances and 6 of them were subs, so he did very, very well. All right, guys, they are the signings. No matches for you today, just because that's taken up a fair bit of time. We're going to kick on with the season. We've got Liverpool in the Community Shield. Those are the friendlies. Only conceded 1 goal, so not a bad summer. We will continue. There may be I don't think there's going to be any other deals gone. We've got no money left. I think that'll be it. And then we'll come back in and around October. We'll have the Champions League draw next Sunday. You'll find out you'll find out next Sunday as well who we've got in the Champions League. And we'll come back. I'll maybe kick on as much as I can during the week and see how we're set up for Season 3. Champions League is an absolute must this season. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you smash a like on today's video. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the transfers. Give me a mark out of 10. That would be good. And yeah, let's start thinking English players, and we'll take a look perhaps in next week's episode. All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you later.